Today, we're talking about the oo vowel sound. It's very similar to the sound in your language, but there's one big difference. Hi, I'm Josh, your American English guide. The oo vowel sound is one of the easiest vowel sounds to both hear and master. This is because, like the E sound, many languages have the oo sound. First, let's look at the vowel chart. We see that the position is in the back of the mouth, so you are using the back of your tongue, and it is very high. Now, one small difference between your language and English is that most likely the exact placement in your language is probably either a little higher, a little lower, maybe a little more forward, but it's the same basic sound. I recommend that if you want to make sure, you can check your native language's vowel chart by looking on Wikipedia. However, even if you don't change the oo placement from your native language, it will still sound really, really good if you fix one little detail, which is the difference: the lips. In many languages, when you make the oo sound, you just stick your lips out. Oo, oo. So you see how the lips come straight out? The big difference in English is that we don't stick our lips straight out. Now there's some variation to this and it depends, but if you say a nice, clear, enunciated oo sound, you'll notice that the lips actually kind of come up and then around. Up and then around. This is very similar to what we saw with the sound, how the lips come up like that, but we're also going to round oo, 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 ooh, 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 ooh. So we have this sort of round quality. Now again, if you don't have those muscles in your lips to do that, to get that first up and then out, this can be kind of difficult. However, if you don't change the tongue position, but you get these rounded lips, you're immediately going to sound much better. Now, if you're speaking more quickly and naturally and you're not really enunciating very clearly, then we tend to kind of make this rounding short in a way. And instead of coming all the way up and around like ooh, ooh, right? That's usually a bit too much, right? If I really exaggerate and I say you have to do it, then yes, I'm emphasizing, I'm enunciating, but if I say you have to do it, you have to do it, you. So we still come around, but it might not be so much up, so much out, and that's perfectly fine, but that basic motion is still there. We don't say like you have, you. See, that's different. You. If I just come straight out with my lips, it's a little weird, and that's going to give you a definite accent. So if you want to reduce your accent, try to get your lips a little bit up and round instead of just straight out. Now, this is a sound that I definitely recommend you look in a mirror and practice with. Now, while you are practicing this sound, I do recommend that you exaggerate and really get those lips up and around, because number one, that's going to help you build these muscles, and number two, when you're speaking more naturally, you're not going to take the time to do that, just like we native speakers don't. But you have to get that full version first, because you might think that you're saying it well and getting your lips up and around enough, but you're probably not. So make sure when you're practicing that you exaggerate that whole motion and really try to get it exactly like I did. One last tip is with the tongue. If you're getting those lips around nice and good, but it still sounds a little bit off, then what you want to do is, number one, you can try lowering the back of your tongue just a little bit, not too much. Just a little bit, let it come down a little bit. And again, you can look at the vowel chart of your language to see exactly where yours is. But if that's not the problem, then I've noticed that in many languages, the tongue itself is more tense, right? It's tighter. And that's very natural because you're just sticking your lips out, and so the tongue just kind of locks into place and ooh, 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 right? But because the lips are rounding and we have this motion, you don't really want to open the inside of your mouth very much. It's still a very closed mouth position, but you can let your tongue relax a little bit, and you don't really want to move it around. You want to get it into position. For example, listen to the difference here. First, we'll do a Spanish ooh, and then we'll do an English ooh. Okay, side by side. Ooh, 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 ooh. Let's look at some example words and some common spelling patterns. Unfortunately, as I mentioned briefly before, many of these remaining vowel sounds don't have consistent spelling patterns like many of the front vowel sounds do, but for the oo sound, we do often use the letter U by itself. We also often use two O's. Sometimes if something is spelled with one O, like in the word do, it's actually an oo sound. And sometimes we have the spelling pattern OU, but again, that could also be ow, for example, which is a diphthong, combination of two vowel sounds. Listen to the following words and repeat after me. You, new, soon, move, shoe, do, true, and the name of the letter Q. And now it's time for the tongue twister for this sound. First, we'll go a little slower. You lose if you choose to sue new true moods. You lose if you choose to sue new true moods. Pretty hard for just a simple oo sound, right? Don't forget that you can find extra practice in the Google Drive link in the description. Make sure you practice that tongue twister, and when you're ready, you can continue with the course right here. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. You lose if you choose to You lose if you choose to sue